first, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create an audio deepfake by cloning my voice. Once upon a time, we used to be able to trust what we saw with our eyes, but now we know that there are generative AI and deepfake photos and videos. But what about our ears? Can we trust what we hear in a recording? Audio deepfakes represent a formidable challenge in the realm of authenticating digital evidence. You see, these sophisticated forgeries are created using advanced artificial intelligence to mimic voices, making it possible to generate convincing fake audio recordings. Further, this technology has been democratized. Anyone with an internet connection has the ability to access a website or an application that will allow them to create these fake audio recordings. Therefore, it is no surprise that yes, this is going to have and is having a profound implication on verifying digital evidence, since it can be used to fabricate evidence whole cloth or to manipulate narratives. See, the rise of audio deepfakes has made it increasingly difficult to distinguish between genuine and counterfeit recordings, and therefore is undermining the trust in digital media even more. So first, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create an audio deepfake by cloning my voice. And then we're going to talk about how digital forensics is rising to the challenge of addressing the issues related to deepfake technology and deepfake audio recordings. Now that I've logged into my 11labs.io account, I'm going to select the button that you see here that says Add Generative or Cloned Voice. I'm going to click on that one. Then it's going to open up this dialog box, and I'm going to select Instant Voice Cloning. From here, it's going to ask me first to name it, so I'm going to name that Lars Daniel. Then I have the option to do the following. One, I can click on this record button, and it will sample me and record like this while I talk to it, as you can see that bar moving on the screen. Or I could upload pre-recorded audio. So in order to train the AI, I actually have to read it something in 30-second sections, as we're going to see in just a moment. To do so, I've selected an article I wrote on AI and generative fake photos and videos that I'll be reading from. All right, now we have our 25 recordings complete. Then I need to do the following, which is to give it a description. I'm just going to say, the voice of Lars. It would help if I could type. I'm going to hereby confirm that I have all necessary rights or consents to upload and clone these voice samples, and that I will not use the platform-generated content for anything illegal, fraudulent, or harmful. I do agree to that. All right, clicking Add Voice Now. Wait while we watch the little spinning dial. That's half of your life in digital forensics for anyone looking for a career in the field, is spending half your life looking at progress bars and spinning dials. So now, as you can see down here in the bottom, we have my voice, Lars Daniel. Let's click Use. So in a matter of minutes, we have created a fake voice. We have cloned my voice using some audio sample recordings. So let's give this voice a test run to see how it compares to the real thing. So first, let's see what can be done with text-to-speech. I'm going to grab some text that I used recently in a bio for a speaking engagement. Right here, and we're going to click the Generate button to hear how it sounds. Lars Daniel is the practice leader of digital forensics at Invista Forensics, where he leads a team of exceptional experts with backgrounds in law enforcement, including Homeland Security, the Secret Service, and high-tech crime task forces.
Lars Daniel is the practice leader of digital forensics at Invista Forensics, where he leads a team of exceptional experts with backgrounds in law enforcement, including Homeland Security, the Secret Service, and high-tech crime task forces.
Collectively, Lars and his team have testified as expert witnesses in state and federal courts over 400 times, qualifying as experts in cell phone, computer, video, photo, location, and digital forensics, to name a few.
Collectively, Lars and his team have testified as expert witnesses in state and federal courts over 400 times, qualifying as experts in cell phone, computer, video, photo, location, and digital forensics, to name a few.
He and his experts have authored 3 books in the field of digital forensics and currently have 2 more in development.
He and his experts have authored 3 books in the field of digital forensics and currently have 2 more in development.
Lars teaches dozens of CLE and CE classes across the country at conferences and events every year.
Lars teaches dozens of CLE and CE classes across the country at conferences and events every year.
Well, we've seen what text-to-speech can do. Now let's see what speech-to-speech can do. I'm going to take that same bio I just read. I'm going to read it again. Then we're going to put it into the 11 Labs software to have it convert my voice into someone else completely different. So I've taken the audio from that recording and extracted it, and now I've uploaded it to the 11labs.io website, and we're going to see what happens when I convert my speech into someone else's voice. So We've got it here at this point. Let's take it from Lars to something very different. About James deep and booming. Let's give that a shot. Generate speech.
Lars Daniel is the practice leader of digital forensics at Invista Forensics, where he leads a team of exceptional experts
With backgrounds in law enforcement, including Homeland Security,
the Secret Service, and high-tech crime task forces.
Collectively, Lars and his team have testified as expert witnesses in state and federal courts over 400 times,
qualifying as experts in cell phone, computer, video, photo, location, and digital forensics, to name a few. He and his experts have authored 3 books in the field of digital forensics and currently have 2 more in development.
Lars teaches dozens of CLE and CE classes
across the country at conferences and events every year.
So in my estimation, the speech-to-speech was more realistic, more convincing. The text-to-speech was less so, but remember, it was a tiny data model we used to build that from. You see, audio deepfakes are created using advanced machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies that mimic the voice, intonation, and style of a specific person by analyzing the data set of audio that you give it, okay? If you remember, we had 25 30-second clips we fed it from text to speech. Now, that is certainly not a large data set. Imagine if we had hours of someone's audio that we could feed into the machine. The result would be an audio clip that sounds remarkably similar to the person being impersonated, capable of saying anything that you desire to make it say by putting in enough data in the front end so that I can use that to recreate a mimicked voice. Well, we've set the table. We see the challenges that we face both now and in the future when it comes to audio deepfakes. But we can't stop here. We have to know, how can we authenticate this evidence? How can we ensure that it's real? How can we challenge it when we're concerned that it may not be? Well, that's done by digital forensic experts using the following methods. First and foremost, a digital forensic expert would want to examine the device that the audio was created on, be it a cell phone, computer, or audio recording device of some other type. By examining that actual physical item itself, like a cell phone, we're able to recover the audio file and other artifacts on the phone that could give us valuable evidence pointing to whether this is a real or a fake audio recording. For example, if we found applications on the phone that could be used to make fake audio, if we found audio recordings that would have been fed into the application in order to create a fake voice or other pieces of data, obviously there would also be the chance to have text messages or emails talking about the use of it or conspiring on how it would be used. But what if there is no device? What if you can't get the device and you're just left with the audio recording? There are still ways that can be analyzed by digital forensics experts as well. One of those ways is via a spectral analysis. This is the ability to see auditory data in a visual format. It allows you to see the sound waves. You see, genuine human speech exhibits certain natural patterns and overtones that are often absent or unnatural in synthetic speech. I think we've all had the robo-dialer call us and you answer the phone and you can tell within the first few seconds that this isn't a person despite what it's saying. This is definitely a machine. So by analyzing those spectral signatures, experts can spot discrepancies that indicate a recording may not be natural or real. Next, we have temporal inconsistencies. Yes, real human speech has natural variations in timing and emphasis, which are challenging to replicate accurately with synthetic audio. I think we really heard this in that text-to-speech example earlier, not so much in the speech-to-speech. But in a forensic analysis of actually listening to the audio by an expert, they're looking for those temporal inconsistencies, unnatural pauses, unusually fast or slow speech segments, atypical speaking rhythms that could suggest manipulation or that this is created out of whole cloth. Next, we have artifacts and anomalies. Audio defects can be betrayed by the specific digital artifacts or anomalies left during the creation process. These can include distortions, unnatural breath sounds, background noises that are inconsistent with true recorded speech. Experts using high-precision tools and with the right experience can analyze those subtle clues that might otherwise go unnoticed. And next, we have machine learning detection models. Yes, the AI is creating these issues, but AI is also creating the means by which we can detect these deepfakes. Researchers and forensic experts are developing their own AI models trained specifically to differentiate between genuine and synthesized speech. And these models will continuously learn from these new deepfakes improving their ability over time to spot and identify fake evidence. So what do we have to look forward to in the future when it comes to litigation claims and investigations? Well, we really have to understand that yes, there have been advancements in detection technologies and there will continue to be. But the creators of deepfakes continually refine their methods, leading to an ongoing cat and mouse game between, let's say, attackers and defenders in a cybersecurity scenario. And also just the reality that insurance claims, in cases that you have criminal or civil, there's going to be a higher likelihood of deepfake technology being used to create fake evidence by normal people because the democratization of this technology, like we talked about earlier. As an expert in digital forensics, I feel it is my professional responsibility to inform and educate legal, insurance, and investigative professionals on the challenges we face in authenticating digital evidence in our deepfake age. And in general, my recommendation is that you adopt a posture of incredulity. Just because you receive it in discovery, just because you were told it by a witness or someone else, you can't necessarily trust that evidence if it is digital. So if you have concerns or a gut feeling about the authenticity of a piece of evidence in a case, then have that evidence examined by a digital forensics expert who can give you a level of confidence concerning the reliability and authenticity of that evidence.